Okay guys, in this video I'll show you a brief introduction to how do you actually make these investments and how can you actually calculate on these investments, because as we know, an investment is something that a company chooses to do because they are expecting to have an increased profit because of this investment. Therefore, first of all, we have the different investment of 2 million. We have we expect that the product will last for 5 years. Scrap value 0 kroner in this case. It could also be 100 kroner, 100 kroner, 1,000 kroner, 100,000, 200,000. It could be different amounts. Fixed salary to crane operator, maintenance cost per year, it's expected rent per year, rental price per hour, variable unit cost per hour, discount rate in percent. This discount rate that's how much we expect our investment to actually benefit our corporation. This means that instead of investing these 2 million, we could have invested money in something different. But in this case, we invested in this, and therefore we expect that this can actually benefit the company. So first of all, the first thing you do is that you need to include the investments. The investments is the 2 million. Afterwards, the earnings. And in this case, the earnings, we expect rent per year. We expect rent per year in hours, rental price per hour, and we need to minus the maintenance. We need to minus the fixed salary to the crane operator, and we need to minus the variable unit cost, multiply it with the expected rent per hours. This will give us the earnings. This is the earnings. In year 0, we'll of course not be able to make any earnings. So as we see here, we have a net cash flow first year 0 minus 2 million, then 640, 640, 640, 640, and 640. Then at the end, 1.2 million. Then the tricky part comes, because we also need to know, okay, will it actually make sense for us to make this investment? And this of course is given by the sum of all of this. But then again, we could also have invested in something different. So we have an expectancy. So the first year, here we need to use the equation in Excel equals to power. In the Danish version, put tens. Brackets 1 plus D16, that's the discount rate, column minus E9, that's the amount here, so what year we're actually in. So this will give us the factor 0.877, and in this case the net cash flow needs to be multiplied with this in order to give us the net value. The net value, then we go all the way down after year 5, will actually tell us, okay, is this a profitable investment or is it not? And in this case, would it be profitable to invest in the new special crane? Yes, it would, because we would have a net present value of 197,172 after year 5. Now the next part might be considered more interesting, because here we need to go in and use the function goal search. The way we do it is that we go in to tools, the function, then we say goal seed. In this case, we need to focus on what cell are we focusing on. In this case, we're focusing on the net present value, so in the cell J14. Therefore, what cell do we need to change? We need this cell to change, so when it is 0 or higher, it will still be profitable for the company. So an example, by changing cell, then we need to go over and look at what figure is it that we want to change. Then we say we could look at the lifetime in year if we change this. Back goal seeking to value 0 by changing cell, by changing the discount rate, so they found a solution of 18%, and that would of course make our factor smaller, which would of course actually influence the net present value to be closer to 0. This of course has influence on the corporation, that then we would expect the discount rate to be at least 18% in this case. In an exam situation, you're expected to actually present different scenarios for a company. In this case, for example, what situation would it be at if the net present value went all the way down to 0? What discount rate could the company add? The size of the investment, all of these. Another one, as I told you, I'm just going to cancel here, would be to look at, again, goal seeding by changing this to 0, by changing the investment. Let's say, okay, here they found a scenario. Now it's the investment that changes, and the investment could change all the way up to 2,197,172 for the net present value, and for the investment still to be profitable at the current discount rate of 14%. In an exam situation, it's okay to write down the scenarios and copy paste the goal seeking pictures. So put in the goal seeking scenarios in your exam task.